Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about ILUS. I'm going to go over some of the questions that I wrote in the interview script, why I wouldn't be surprised that they don't respond. I even told them in that email that I sent them, I'm like, hey, we don't even need to have an interview. You can just answer the questions and send it back to me. Send that PDF back to me with the questions answered, and we're good. We don't even need an interview. So it's going to be very telling if they don't, it's okay, fine. If they don't want to interview, that's fine. But if they don't even answer the questions, which they easily could, they can easily just type in, okay, here's the answer to this question, here's the answer to this question. But it wouldn't surprise me if they don't, because some of these questions, like the important ones here, whether you, look, if you're in the Discord and you're watching this, whether you like it or not, this is pretty important. Not just for traders, but also investors. When Ilus Uplist, is there going to be a buyback? Is there a game plan in order to give the stock forward in positive momentum? Because the last thing you want is for this to get beat over the head. So they better have a game plan in place for that. Another thing is, where is it? Yeah, is there a plan in place to deal with potential paid bashers, trolls, or short sellers if they rear their ugly head upon Ilus Uplist in order to mitigate potential stock price beatdown? And I even included a snippet back in 2021. It is apparent that there are two paid bashers who are trolling our Twitter profile. They seem to be prominent at the same time that the short sellers are active, and to us this is no coincidence. We've had numerous requests about whether we intend to take legal action. I can go on and on, but that's another important question to ask. Because again, a lot of these Ilus Discord believing that the share price is just going to skyrocket upon Uplist. The reality is, you have to be concerned with a potential beatdown under $1. And then it reverse splits to stay on the higher exchange, rinse and repeat. They know that. We know that. Whether the Ilus Discord knows that, that's a whole other thing. They like to be biased and pretend like that's totally not possible. Not a possibility. No, not my stock. I've seen that before. Not my stock. My stock is special. It would never get beat down. And then it actually happens and they're like, uh-oh, I'll just average down more. What an opportunity. Yeah, they fall for that trap. They already fell for that trap. And they're just going to put themselves in a deeper hole either way. So that's important. Whether they like it or not, that's an important question. Like, what are they going to do about it? They have a plan in place. They have to take everything into consideration if they're going to uplist ILUS, which they are. But when they do it, I don't know. I would not be surprised if this gets beat down after uplist. I would not be surprised because there are eyes on this. And not the good kind of eyes, the eyes of a short seller. Does the company still plan to get the outstanding share structure under 1 billion in the future, or are shareholders never to see under 1 billion outstanding shares? And the reason I mentioned this, and I even provided several shareholder letters where they mention, as of right now, I cannot confirm the exact amount of the overall reduction, but because we are, okay, whatever, I don't care about that. We are aiming to get the outstanding share structure to well below 1 billion during this first phase. And I guess they decided, hey, after the first phase, we're going to strangle that crazy. As was mentioned previously, we are continuing our efforts to reduce the outstanding shares down towards 1 billion. We have no intention of increasing the share structure to anywhere near the max outstanding shares of 2 billion. In fact, any speculation in this regard is absolute rubbish. And yet, the authorized shares are 3.5. The outstanding shares were almost maxed out to the 2 billion that they called absolute rubbish. So that's another question that I asked regarding that. And I also just wanted confirmation. Hey, in the most recent 10K, you said you're going to uplist your subsidiaries in the first half of this year. Some would say you talk the talk, but you don't walk the walk. Especially given the fact that you only have like 56 days to uplist. Correct me if I'm wrong, but can you confirm that this is indeed happening? Or was this all just fluff? Really, that's the underlying question. That's the question behind the question. But yeah, so not that many questions, but a lot of them very important. Whether you like me or not, that is something important you have to keep in mind. Because hey, look, if you're in the Ilus Discord and you've been averaging down since way back here, 40, 30, 20, 10, 4, 6, 8, you're probably more than likely down in your position. Okay, maybe you're green because you averaged down so much down here, but that does not change that the other shares that you bought up here are in the red. That's the first thing I want to say. Number two, after we uplist, you better hope we get a big enough run so that it comes back up for you, and then some. Because if the opposite happens where you get beat down, then it doesn't matter that you average down. It doesn't matter. Because then it reverse splits again to stay on the higher exchange. The share price goes back up to $5 and then it gets beat down some more. And you can continue averaging down forever if you want, but ultimately, you'll never unbag yourself. And you'll always be holding that and essentially destroying your own account. And here's a perfect example of that, Mullen. And I'm just showing you that this can happen. This is an actual risk. There's the reward side too. Maybe it works out. Maybe it uplists and it's just sunflowers and dandelions and sunshine and rainbows. And it just keeps going up over the next 20 years. It just keeps slowly climbing higher and higher, like say NVIDIA. That is the reward. But you got to take the risk into account, which is why I'm not invested in this just yet. It has to prove to me, A, that it can actually trend over the long term like NVIDIA, which, again, this thing hit a low of 112 and it ran almost 10x since that bottom here. And this was recent, by the way. This is the monthly chart, so this was not long ago. And I'm just showing you this because even big boards can give you pretty sizable. This is NVIDIA has given more gains than Ilus has, at least as of the past year and a half. That is ridiculous, but that is the potential that Ilus has if it doesn't get beat down. So you got to look at both sides of the coin. I'm not just going to tell you, oh yeah, this is going to go up. This is why I got banned from the Ilus Discord, because I wasn't going, oh yeah, Nick, oh yeah, give me more. Like no, that's ridiculous. I'm not going to be biased like that. I'm telling you right now, look at both sides of the coin. Try to be objective. I think this is bottoming out here. This looks like a double bottom. Almost. We'll see if that's what plays out, but we have been holding at 008s for a while now. And this is, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maybe we get a nice little push. And this can move cents, by the way. So this doesn't have a ridiculous share structure like AITX. This can move. You know, Warren Buffett, he doesn't just go, hey, I guess I'm just going to average down on my Paramount position. Yep, I'm down, and I'm not going to take this big loss, so I'm just going to average down some more. No, he took the loss. You think I'm kidding? Let me see if I can pull that up for you guys. Warren Buffett Paramount. We sold entire stake at a loss, and we lost quite a bit of money. We sold it all, and he took a steep loss on the sale. So he takes his losses. He doesn't just go, oh my God, let me average down some more. What an opportunity. You always got to look at the greats and see what are they doing that I'm not, and see what you can take away from that. And that is it for the video.